I decided to leave my home to live in tropical paradise. Well, we're getting to that part, but what use is this video without a story behind it? For my entire life, Melbourne City had been my home. It was a place where I was born and raised, and had made so many irreplaceable memories with my friends and my family. I knew Melbourne like the back of my hand, and it had always been such a beautiful place to live. So why on earth would I ever want to leave? Back when I was a full-time cabinet maker, I worked 7 till 4 p.m. most days, and on the weekends, I would party, go on adventures, and catch up with my family and friends. Much like everybody else. Life was simple here, and relatable. But I had a fire inside that constantly reminded me that there was so much more out there than the Melbourne 9-to-5 grind bubble. That's when my curiosity came across YouTube, and the relatability I had to this lifestyle changed. Now, having become a full-time YouTube content creator on a never-ending path of progression and expansion in the content creator world, I was beginning to realize that I was one of the only people out of everyone I knew in Melbourne that had chosen this path. At times when I needed someone in this line of work to have creative talks with, get inspired and generate ideas, there wasn't anyone there. When I could have used a mentor to guide me into better decisions for my career, business, and fast-track my knowledge, there wasn't anyone around. I had to figure out every little thing by myself. I was the mentor. Even though I was surrounded by so many amazing friends and my loving family, I couldn't help but feel alone in the lifestyle I'd chosen. So, I reached an ultimatum and decided to find a place that was full of others on a similar path as me, where I could grow to my full potential. Bali was well known for being one of those places, rapidly growing over the years into a creator hub where many entrepreneurs now lived, networked, and surrounded themselves with others doing the same. Yeah, I know, another Bali video for the internet, so cliche. But trust me, this one's different. This is the journey of discovering a new world of opportunity and purpose beyond the walls of this city.
Now arriving in Bali. This train terminate in Bali.
Bali? Fuck yeah!
This train terminate in Bali. For other services to Melbourne Airport, there is none.
Before landing in Bali, as you may have seen in the last video, I started my journey by spending 2 weeks in Raja Ampat with great people who would soon become some of my closest friends. Exploring the tropical underwater world of West Papua, making some of the greatest memories I now own. We said our goodbyes,
See you guys.
and I made my way to Canggu, a popular place for nomads and entrepreneurs to live and network within Bali. My plan was to live in Bali for about 4 months, a good amount of time to get to know the place inside and out, and see if it was everything I hoped it would be. And if so, I would consider moving permanently. In order to live in Bali comfortably, there were a few things I had to do. The first was to find a place to live. I booked a room for about 20 Australian dollars a night for 3 weeks at Canggu Dream Village. Please excuse my messy floor. Here I was close to all the main areas, and for now it would be my temporary home base. I also needed to get a SIM card so I could use the internet anywhere, and then get a visa extension which would allow me to stay in Bali for 2 months in total instead of just 1 month on arrival. But there was a problem. How was I going to get around to do all these things without having to walk miles everywhere? That's when I discovered one of my most favourite things about Bali, Gojek. Bali's most popular scooter transport service. Basically the Uber of Bali. It cost me as little as 2 Australian dollars to get anywhere around a 10-minute drive away, and it was actually kind of fun. With my SIM card and visa extension complete, I also joined a gym with some help from my friend Mark, who you may know from my Philippines videos. Since then, Mark now lives in Bali and runs the farm hostel.
Look at this beautiful man.
There he is. How are you, man? What's happening?
Brother.
I officially joined a gym, which I haven't done in 2 years. Now I could stay fit and start forming a routine. Now that I had all the essentials to live here comfortably, it was time to venture around and explore what life was like for a creator here. Bali also had to be a place where I could get work done efficiently and work hard on my filmmaking masterclass, which was one of my biggest goals whilst I was here. This is where I began to fall in love with the workspace cafes. Each day, I found new working cafes where I could sit up for hours and hustle amongst other nomads from all over the world doing the same. Working cafes was something that were totally new to me and I'd never experienced back in Melbourne. And the motivation in the atmosphere was incredibly empowering, knowing that there were so many entrepreneurs all around me grinding on their projects. It was in these moments that I began to feel like I was right where I was supposed to be. Whilst living and working in Canggu, I began to meet many other creators, some by complete chance and others through DMs and planned meetups. One of those creators was Jordan Taylor Wright, otherwise known as Taylor Cut Films. Someone I'd followed since the very beginning of my filmmaking journey and was able to have some amazing chats with about our careers and life in general, along with his incredibly talented girlfriend, Enola Bedard. Throughout the next coming weeks, I found myself meeting up with many other talented creators, such as Geordie Hammond, an incredible photographer, Nicholas Crystal, a powerful YouTube storyteller, Firu Films, one of the most insane videographers out there, Soraya FPV, a local FPV pilot with some crazy flying skills, and many more talented creators within the content creation world. Throughout meeting other creators and sharing our knowledge, I found myself amazed at the things I didn't know and the things I never thought I needed to know as a creator, both business and creation related. I was gaining more valuable knowledge and direction from a simple coffee meetup than in a month by myself back home. I was experiencing firsthand how powerful it was to be surrounded by other like-minded people on a similar journey that was so open to sharing knowledge and wisdom for no other reason than to help you be your best. And back home in Melbourne City, I hadn't really experienced any of that as a creator. Whilst meeting other creators and working on my masterclass, I also wanted to go on some epic adventures to places I'd never been. My brother Jamie had just arrived in Bali to join me for a month to work on his music and to also explore more of Indonesia.
Oh, I'll go back up. Here he is.
But to go on some adventures around Bali, we would need more than just Gojek.
Jamie, do you want to rent scooters today? I'm surprised we're still here and haven't done it already.
Now that we had scooters, our Bali adventures had begun.
Let's go.
On our adventures, other creators we hadn't met before joined in, like Tyler and Sarah, who over time became amazing friends of ours.
Oh no! Oh no, he did not. Glad it was her, not me.
Even good friends from Melbourne came over for a short period of time to join in on the fun. You ready, Rob?
No, we're not fucking ready.
Can you bleep that out?
Bring a bottle of Just don't bring that into the club. I get like...
Yeah. Where we partied and explored the island of Nusa Penida. And also our first manta ray, the birds of the ocean.
That was incredible. That was really, really cool. It's the first time I've seen a manta ray. It's so delicate and glamorous the way they fly through the water. Incredible creatures.
One day, Jamie and I decided to go on a bigger adventure, going deeper into Indonesia and exploring the famous islands of Komodo National Park, and hopefully see a Komodo dragon, one of the biggest and most dangerous lizards in the world. And what better way to do it than on a pirate ship?
By the clearest blue, but it's not enough.
Joining us was my good friend and talented creator Dave Nee, who I met in Dubai, and his friend Julia, a talented model from Perth. Together we sailed the beautiful islands around Komodo National Park and made the most of our 3 days at sea. Bali sure was a work hard, play hard kind of place. Whilst my brother and I were hustling most days on our projects in the local cafes, when we wanted to take a few days off, we had some of the most beautiful places in the world we could go to just a short flight or ferry ride away. we discovered that one of the best places to go and zen out just a ferry ride away was the Gili Islands. Gili T in particular was one of the most perfect places to get away from the busy traffic of Canggu, forget about work and your troubles, relax by the beach and become immersed within the underwater artworks and sea life, particularly the sea turtles, as they were everywhere. Gili T was a dream and became one of our most favourite places to escape to. So, there I was with a huge question I needed to answer for myself. I'd been in Bali now for about 2 months. From everything I'd experienced, from the creative-friendly cafes, meeting so many new amazing creators, sharing our stories and guidance, the world's most epic destinations just a short trip away, beautiful raw landscapes with its abundance of tropical nature, and the overall adventure-filled lifestyle within the island itself. Was Bali somewhere I could live long-term? I'd never before felt like I was in more of a right place than here. And it really did seem like a place that I could call home. But there were a few things that concerned me, and little did I know that one of those things would soon flip my life upside down. The main way to get around town here is by scooter. And it was all too often that I experienced foreigners driving dangerously like they were invincible. Not everyone, but some. Even though very experienced, sometimes locals also took bad risks. One day my brother and I were riding our scooters to a workspace cafe, and a local was riding dangerously close to the back of my brother's scooter whilst on his phone. He went to overtake, but oncoming traffic caused him to turn back, almost hitting Jamie. At 40 kilometers per hour, if this had caused an accident, both the local and my brother would have been pretty fucked up. Even though my brother and I have been riding scooters for years and we're very comfortable on them, we were still so exposed here to the unpredictable. And if anything were to happen, we were very far away from the best medical care. A confronting thought that would soon become a reality. It all began when we decided to go on one last adventure, before Jamie had to head back home and before I went on a visa run. We were heading to Sekumpul in North Bali on our scooters to see the waterfalls, visiting famous landmarks and Nung Nung Falls along the way. Sarah also joined in on the adventure. Instead of setting Google Maps on our phones to the car icon, we chose the scooter icon without realising. And this can take you on some very dangerous local paths, as we soon learnt.
We are literally in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Yeah. How far? Yeah, this way. I reckon we can do it. So he's just saying the path ahead's getting really bad. He said we can try do it, 2Ks, so we're going to try do it because if we go all the way back, it's going to be another 2 hours before we get to the accommodation.
It got dark as the route we chose took way longer than expected, and as we pushed forward, the path got steeper and sketchier. If we didn't floor it up this long, skinny path, our scooters wouldn't make it up the hill and could topple over.
You right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What happened?
It lost power coming up this hill.
Okay, we got the bike up, we're all good, let's do it, woo!
After 30 minutes of extreme focus, navigating in the dark, trying not to fall off the path, we finally reached the main road we should have been on. Just 15 minutes on this safe road to get to our accommodation, and we were done. Well, turns out that this road wasn't as safe as I thought.
And then it's over. Yeah, I think I'm getting older. 'Cause I can waste away the days without the things I wish I'd say. But then we blink and it's over. Go ahead and say it. What you want, I'm right here waiting. 'Cause we can wait